Oh, wow. That's insane.
We grew up in the same village as kids. He was a bit younger than I, and still he used to, well, babysit them, I would say. Him and Harvey and this one. So yeah, there was more. He was more of a younger brother to me, and when we came here, we started hanging out again, as usual, more and more every day. And he came along, and then yeah, we started hanging out more regular. So.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special recipe for you guys. We're making rock candy. You'll need a cup of emotional distress, 1 tablespoon of ancestral rage, half a cup of teenage anxiety, an unspecified amount of caffeine, and finally, pour in some genetic disorder until it feels right. About a year or two ago, if you'd asked, I would probably tell you I'd rather live with my mom than my dad. Not really anything malicious, just survival. When my dad asked me this question, I could see him visibly get sad at my answer. At the time, I didn't care. It only made sense to live with my mom. She had the job, bought us clothes, cooked us food. The house falls apart when she's not around. When he had a seizure a few years ago, while coming down from the shock, he cried while saying sorry. Sorry for not being a good father, in that he tried to be better. He wasn't better for a while. He was actually worse. I thought I'd never trust him again. Then about a year ago, my dad was in the hospital. With him not home, my mom, sister, and I had to build a system. It was nice, honestly. But he was never not on my mind. In fact, he was on my mind so much I almost failed a class. I sometimes feel like I'm made out of glass. Just a bottle full of water. I keep things inside a lot. Sometimes things dissolve and fizzle away. Sometimes they change and become something new. And sometimes they fester and grow like rock candy. It just grows bigger and bigger. I try not to cry or let certain things leak because I believe they'll all dissolve with time. People tell me to let go because I'll break and overflow. They're right, but I can't open my own lid. It's something I glued shut such a long time ago. I thought my rock candy would grow until it broke me. 6 months passed, and then one day I'm told, Daddy's coming home. I was kinda sad. I didn't want him to ruin the system we spent 6 months making. Things were kinda the same, then kinda bad, then amazingly good. Daddy still wasn't working, but he was trying his hand at cooking. He'd clean. 5 days was all it took for sugar and water to make rock candy again. No one saw it coming. No one was prepared for it to happen. No one believed it was really true. Everyone blamed themselves in some way, even though we knew we shouldn't. If I'd woken up earlier, if I'd pressed down a little harder, if the paramedics were faster, maybe things wouldn't be so quiet right now.
TDSB Animation.
This is a story about monsters. Cadence, a vampire trying to fight fears of magic from early childhood. Or Katrina, who wants to prove herself and be her own type of witch, instead of following anyone's path, and works towards restoring an ancient coven. And Dasha, her familiar, able to travel to different planes of the world, but constantly reminded of the life she was forced to leave behind to do this. Lupin, a werewolf with a dark past, with only one goal, revenge, now trying to forget those times and live a new life. Asset, a closed-off ghost investigating her own death and other mysteries that followed her life and even after. But they all share one thing in common.
Okay, everybody, wake up now.
Trying to be regular high school students.
Animation Film